Yes, you read the title correctly. The wait is over. Well, almost. Today I'll be discussing more about the game, mostly focusing on what to expect with the game and how we plan on releasing Evolits in the upcoming future. But before that, I want to answer some common questions asked us on Discord and other socials. Number 1. Why was the V1 version of the game closed? One of the previous devs on the team, Shivam, has created a dedicated video on this topic. But to summarize it, there were 3 major reasons for us to shut down V1 project abruptly and make V2. Number 1, the code was very poorly implemented, which led us to develop a lot of technical debt, something that we are paying right now. Number 2, poor balancing, which actually ties into the first point since it was hard to maintain and add more stuff to the old code base. And third, the code had many vulnerabilities which could be exploited and ruin the overall player experience, which is not a favorable thing for any dev team. All 3 points have been addressed in the V2 version. Second question, how can we help in the development process? This has to be a major one for us, because a lot of people want to contribute to the project as a coder, an artist, a music composer, or even for the translation work. To all these people, I only have one thing to say. Our DMs are open on Discord, especially mine. And that's because Evolits has always been a community project first and foremost. Most people in the current team are also volunteers themselves. But we do require some proof of your work. For example, a GitHub account for the coding people. After all, we can't just accept anyone into the team. Now, at the main topic at hand, V2 releasing. I'll keep this short. We plan on releasing 2 beta versions first and then publishing the game on Steam and Google Play Store. Apple Store is still in question, but it will most likely not be published there since it is hard to work with Apple's policy for an indie team. Though we will inform you of any development on this topic in the future. Now, the first beta version will be including the forest region of Acelia with a limited roster of Evolits. It will have a PvP arena with 2v2 battles enabled in it as a separate option. There will be no potions and relics included in this version. Primary focus of this version is to test the limits of the new code and fix any major issues before adding in more planned content. This version has a deadline for the month of October, meaning that we will be releasing this anytime before October ends. We plan on releasing updates for this beta version for about a month, after which we will move forward for the second beta version. The second version will involve major quality of life changes and more polish into the game, which all depends on the user's feedback. We will also try to add story content and localizations into other languages such as Russian in this version. There will be more new sounds as well and more background music. And lastly, the final release will be a polished game with all these possible features. I would also like to clarify that all these beta versions will be available to play until we release the next beta version. So, until the second beta launches, the first one will be available to play for indefinite time. This time around, we also have the option of saving the player data or deleting it from the previous beta versions. But it all depends on the balance of the game, as we want to ensure that everyone gets to enjoy the game equally. We will also be reopening the donations at the time of the release for these beta versions, so that players can support us by donating money on Patreon or some other app. We'll discuss that in future. You can also get access to the upcoming content in these beta versions early by donating to us on these platforms. Lastly, this one is a personal message from my side. I would like to thank all of you guys for sticking out with the project and supporting us. I grew as a programmer with this project, and I will be forever in debt to those who helped me along the way. It is my time to now give back to the community, and so I will. It has been a long time since I posted any leaks or any information, for which I apologize, but I hope this video amends for the mistakes. Thank you for listening to the video. Peace out.